Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 253. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com as well as Buy and Sell DVC.com.
And today is December 10th, 2025. And 11 months from now is going to be November 10th, 2026. And 7 months from now is July 10th, 2026. We're going to go into the buy and sell side of things. And again, if you're new to DVC, I just want to let you know that you can buy deeds as low as 25 points. You'll see postings for deeds, 25-point deed, 50-point deed, 75-point deed. And some people wonder, like, how is that even possible? Because, like, the minimum, to get a blue card is 150 points. Well, once you buy in, then you can add on. And actually this year, earlier this year, Disney changes where, you could buy 25 points again. I don't remember. But anyway, the point of this is, what is the benefit of buying a small deed of, say, 50 points? One, you have a low entry cost. Obviously, a 50 points is going to be much less expensive than 150 points direct or resale. Two, you are allowed to bank and borrow. So you could use the points once. If you bought a 50-point deed, you could use the points once every 3 years and have a 150-point vacation.
Yeah, a lot of families might not go every year, so you figure I'm going to go to Disney every 3 years. I'll buy a small contract and just bank, borrow, and then have a nice trip every 3 years.
And this is easy to sell if you ever decide you want to get out, because a lot of people are looking to add on to what they already have. And then I put on here, your commitment level is not that high. So if you are in a period of life where it's tough to schedule a vacation, especially to Disney World, then this might be the way to go. Now, I do have to commend Scott because, he has his family with 2 kids that are very active, but he does not seem to struggle to make his trips. I mean, I will tell you this. I have 2 kids, slightly, they're not quite as old as Scott's. And I don't think they have quite the schedule that Scott's kids have, but we are struggling because we're just...
You're going to Vero Beach 8 times a year. They all know that. They hear you talking. They know you go in.
But going international travels 4 weeks at a time, it seems like.
Well, I keep trying to, but it keeps getting messed up.
That is... Okay.
That's the thing. I try to go on these nice trips. It just doesn't happen.
But doesn't it seem like, again, we're getting a little off track, but doesn't it seem like it will be easier once both of your kids are done with high school?
I think so.
Okay. That's what it feels like. I don't know, obviously, because they're not done.
We're already kind of looking forward to that. Like, once they're both in college, now we can do this plan. That, like, I would love, we're completely off topic here, but like, we would love to go do Christmas markets in Europe. Like, whether it's a river cruise to a couple different countries or just some sort of tour of the different Christmas markets in Europe. Want to do that, but that's a little too much for the kids. It's it's relatively expensive, and it's not something they would enjoy as much. So I know that's something that once they're both in college, that's part of the game plan, is to do that special Christmas market.
It does, again, it definitely appears to be. And also from my own personal experience, when I went off to college, all of a sudden my parents were like, we're here. They were everywhere. So anyway, sorry, off track, 50-point deed. This, again, you can dip your toe in the water. If you're not serious, or you're not sure the DVC is right for you, this 50-point deed it's fantastic. Because you can sneak in, get a few days in, see if you like it. I just put down a few examples here, and I just picked out a random date. This is July 13th, 2026 to July 16th, 2026, 3-night stay. Kidani Village, Studio, Savannah View, 51 points. So you just have to, have 1 point banked from the previous year or borrow from the future year. Bay Lake Tower Deluxe Studio, same dates, 51 points. Saratoga Springs Deluxe Studio, 45 points. So, it gives you, you don't, because on those 3-night stays, if you're not a member, obviously you could be renting from DVC-Rental, save some money, but you don't want to, you don't want to drop, say, $600 for a 3-night stay. Next thing you know, you spend $1,800 plus tax, but all of a sudden, with DVC, you get the points, you get to stay, And then, of course, even if 10 years later you want to sell it, you can always sell it. It's a very popular thing. And that's why when the small point listings hit the market, they don't tend to last long because there's so many benefits to them. So keep them in mind. And
a lot of people sit there and say, I own at Saratoga Springs. It's kind of like when I did my add-ons. You own at Saratoga Springs, but a 50-point beach club pops up there. You go, ooh, I'll grab that, and that's specifically going to be for that resort. I've got my Saratoga for everything else, but when something small pops up, you're like, oh, I'm gonna just add that to my little repertoire, and I can use that specifically for that resort.
And we do need as many 50-point listings as we can get. So if you're on the fence about selling, we'll be happy to help you.
People love those small listings, so bring them in. Jason can take care of you.
Yes. And now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you. Get in my belly.
So for my food review, I'm done with my whole cookie cake tour of Disney Springs, and we are with my friend Debbie, who works for us, who is our foodie, and she gave us a review. And she stopped by the Blue Ribbon Corn Dog stand at Disney's Boardwalk during a recent stay at the resort. She had her eyes set on the deep fried Hawaiian rolls for $10. The description reads, Hawaiian rolls fried and covered in cinnamon sugar and sweetened condensed milk. Good gracious, this one is one unique snack. See, I don't have the same, she's from Georgia, she's got a nice southern twang to her. I don't have the same southern twang. But good gracious, this one unique snack. I do not think I've ever had anything quite like this before, and definitely reminded me of something you would get at a carnival or local fair. I did hesitate at first at the $10 price tag, but I will say this comes with 3 large rolls on a stick. The first thing I noticed when I received my order was the smell. This smells amazing, and it looks amazing. I already knew before I took one bite that it was going to be good. The sweet Hawaiian wine rolls are deep fried and then covered in a generous amount of cinnamon sugar. The outside was nice and crispy, and the inside of the roll was soft and fluffy. The sweetened condensed milk glaze covered the outside of the rolls and really took this treat over the top. It was gooey, sugary, and dripping from the roll with each bite. She does so much better job of explaining everything than I do. I'm like, I like this cookie, 7.1. This snack reminded me of a mashup of a donut and a churro. I don't do comparisons. Mashup of a donut and a churro was absolutely delicious. I do think the $10 price tag is reasonable because this is definitely shareable. I can only eat one as it really is sugar overload. I can only imagine the number of calories each one has, but I guess it's a good thing that calories don't count at Disney. I give this one an 8.5.
Nice.
Nicely done, Debbie. Making me look bad because it's so much better than the stuff that I do.
And now we're on to DVC-Rental.
So on the rental side, I want to decode the whole 7 versus 7 month window for renters and DVC members. As a lot of you know, when you own a specific resort, if you own a beach club, you can book beach club as far out as 11 months out. That is your golden booking window. Once you hit 7 months out, you can take those beach club points and stay and use that to book any other resort that you like. A lot of the resorts are going to start selling out around the 7 month window. So it's something you need to be aware of. What happens, as say people, like I own at Saratoga Springs. I don't normally stay at Saratoga Springs. So at 7 months out, when it opens up, that's when I'm going to quickly try to grab, and a lot of people will book, exactly 8 a.m. online the day of their 7 month window and try to book something else. So they've got their home resort booked just to make sure that they have something, and then they're looking to switch it at 7 months out. So a lot of times, top resorts like Beach Club, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, Bay Lake Tower might not even make it to the 7 month window, or the day of the 7 month window, within a couple seconds of an opening, will absolutely sell out. Also, peak times, like if you've got Beach Club and Boardwalk during Food and Wine Festival, Bay Lake Tower theme park view room, or a Grand Floridian fireworks view, any of them for New Year's Eve are going to sell out exactly at the 7 month window. There's wait until 7 months. It's absolutely no chance that's going to be available. So if you're looking to rent out, especially if you know that it's something that you really, really want, reach out to us at least 11 months in advance. I would highly recommend reaching out to us a week, 2 weeks before the 11 month window even hits. So that way we can have one of our DVC members hopefully, online waiting at 8 a.m. just as soon as it opens up to try to lock in that room for you to give you the best advantage and best possibility of getting what you're looking for. And then anything else on here? So I was going offhand. Value studios, like again, a lot of the rooms, smaller stuff. Just so you know, smaller rooms, the least points are always going to sell out first. The value rooms at Animal Kingdom, the Standard View at Boardwalk, they're in the tower. A lot of times, the tower studios at Riviera. All those are lower priced rooms. Sell out very fast. Most of the time, they don't make it to the 7-month window. So if you know that you're looking for something that's a small resort that's a low amount of points, if it's a high season and the room you want happens to be right near all the action, or it's one of the more desired resorts, definitely try to reach out to us before 11 months out. Definitely try to reach out to us before 11 is great. We can book it early for you. Definitely try to reach out to us before 7 months, because at 7 months, it's probably going to be gone. So I haven't mentioned it in a while. We have the resales group that we run, Disney Vacation Club, Resales, DVC. That's our Facebook page where people ask a lot of questions. I can't tell you how many times per week somebody comes in and says, "Oh, hey, I'm looking for, Riviera next week in a studio for 3 nights. I'm looking for Beach Club, next month, like they're asking for stuff that sells out 11 months in advance, and they're a week out trying to get this stuff. You have to plan accordingly with DVC, because this is so much less expensive than the rooms directly with Disney. They sell out far in advance. So you may be able to get a room at Polynesian next week if you're lucky directly through Disney for $1,200. But if you want it for $400 through us, you have to plan accordingly. So that all I want to mention is just the 7-month window, the 11-month window. Plan accordingly, try to book as far out as possible, and try not to reach out to the groups, a week in advance saying, "Hey, I need this room. I've got friends staying at Bay Lake Tower next week. I want to be there too." You're not going to be there. It's just, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You've got to plan accordingly.
Yeah, because it's like being in, like, so many people are in the know, when it comes to DVC owners, DVC renters, the DVC members know what they've got to do.
Yeah. They've invested all this money through Jason to have this timeshare. They know I've got my beach club contract. I want to stay at beach club. I'm booking it 11 months out. They're smart. They know what they're doing. A renter obviously isn't going to know as much as the member, so they have to plan knowing beach club's not going to be there, 3 months from now. All those members book their rooms out, or the owner, anybody who owns a beach club is booking that stuff right away because it goes fast.
Because it's like, maybe this is a bad analogy, but I think it's Pokemon cards. Like, if you show up at one of these stores at the wrong time, there's all these people in the know trying to buy all these cards before everyone. I'm like, what is going on? Like,
over the past couple of years, the trading cards have gone up. And
you see like a grandma just trying to buy Pokemon cards for like her 9-year-old granddaughter, and she has no clue what she's.
You've got dealers lined up at 3 o'clock in the morning, literally just taking cases off and just throwing them in their carts because they're just trying to make a profit. They know, they're in the know. They know what to do. Grandma who's looking for Pokemon / beach club has no idea that there's such demand that she's fighting against these guys for. She doesn't know that you can't come in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because it's been picked clean at 7:01 a.m. when all the dealers got there. It's very, very, it's a good analogy. Very, very similar. You can't blame grandma, but just like us, you can try to teach her, like, hey, if you're really trying to get this, you've got to plan early because there's a big demand now.
Well, I've been on the wrong side. Like, when my son wanted a Nintendo 2 or Switch 2, and I go to the store and I'm like, do you guys, is that a Switch 2 right there? And they're like, no. They're like, you have to be here the day it arrives. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're not in the know, then I'm like one of those people that say, oh, can I get Beach Club 7 days from now?
All we can do is try to help people so that they know going forward. So we do our best.
See you next week.
Thank you so much for watching. Again, like and subscribe. Join our Facebook group. The Facebook group is growing dramatically, and absolutely love that group. Lots of people asking good questions. Jason and I are always in there helping out. So are Debbie, Cassandra, Ashley's posting stuff. So check out the group. Look forward to seeing you in there.